Today, I'm going to talk about how I actually use AI as a content creator to help enable me, not replace me. I think there's a lot of misinformation and exaggerated narratives out there saying you can just automate all content creation with AI and you'll definitely be successful. In reality, that rarely works. Even fully AI generated content, there's usually a person behind the scenes driving like the creative direction and editing of that material. And so I really just wanted to clear up like how content creators today should be using AI. And I actually whipped up this information diagram that's interactive and kind of neat real quick in Claude Artifacts. So just in case if you didn't know you could do that, you can ask Claude to make a professional flowchart. And here I just put the steps that I already knew that I wanted. And it actually creates this in code so you can export it from Claude AI and then clean it up or add more complex functionality with Claude Code. You can also publish it so that it's publicly available, which is what I did. So yeah, just a quick detour if you didn't know you could do that with Claude Artifacts. But this is the traditional content creation process. It's a proven process. This is basically what every creator that is successful does. The first step is generating ideas, and then creating initial drafts of your content, and then editing and adding polish, publishing your content, repurposing your content across channels or repurposing older content with fresh hooks, fresh angles, and then analyzing what works to double down on winning formats. And what's interesting here is that with AI, I don't think the process itself has fundamentally changed. It's still the same kind of step-by-step workflow, but you can use AI to significantly turbocharge, expedite, and just augment each one of these steps. So for example, when it comes to using AI for ideas, for example, I have AI that's analyzing trending AI news, new AI tools, AI to help me brainstorm pain points for Blotato customers, AI that stays on top of viral posts on social media and trends, and even AI that turns meeting notes and office hours into ideas for content. So instead of staring at blank page and just like having no idea what to write, AI is a huge help there because it can take what you're already doing. For example, you're in meetings all day with clients, partners, internal team meetings. It can take that stuff you've talked about and turn it into content. And it can also stay on top of all the news in your niche or an industry and surface the news that it thinks will resonate most with your audience. The second step, drafting. I mean, AI can write first drafts of your posts and scripts trained on your voice. It can generate all kinds of viral hooks. In fact, one of my favorite custom GPTs that I built is specifically to brainstorm viral hooks for short form videos. It's trained on thousands of viral hooks from TikTok and Instagram, and it's now used by thousands of content creators. AI can draft different angles and perspectives for your content. For example, you might want to take a post you've previously done that did well and maybe put a different spin on it, a different angle on it, maybe a contrarian angle, or maybe you want to appeal to a different audience or ICP. AI for research, like finding relevant data, quotes from authoritative figures to include in your content. And of course, AI for creating graphics like images, quote cards, carousels, faceless AI videos. All of that can be done with AI today. The next step, like around editing your content, for example, you can use AI to take a TikTok video and create a Twitter thread that's like optimized for Twitter. So it looks nice. It has a nice hook, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the thread, and then a CTA as your last post in the thread, stuff like that. Especially if you're a non-native English speaker or writing is not your strong suite, AI can help you clean up grammar and language. One of my favorite use cases is kind of like an AI skeptic that identifies weak arguments in your content. Like, what would a skeptic say about your message? How would they poke holes in your message? In Blotato, you guys know I just added a viral scorecard, basically AI trained on what good looks like for TikTok and Reels, and then you upload your draft video and get feedback instantly on how to improve the hook, the problem value statement, the curiosity gap in order to get more views. Another feature I've actually been thinking about building is AI to flag risks in TikTok shop videos. As you guys may know, if you're in TikTok shop, like it's pretty strict. Like your account could get multiple strikes or bans if you're not careful. And so it wouldn't be crazy though to create AI that watches your draft TikTok shop video and gives you feedback on things that, might be a little sensitive or might be at risk of being flagged. So that's just editing. Publishing is probably where I least use AI. Like, okay, AI can suggest optimal times based on your audience or based on your past data, which is nice. AI can also post for you, but there's also a whole suite of like content scheduling tools that can post for you. But technically you can spin up like Claude Desktop with MCP, and you can tell Claude Desktop post this to Twitter, and boom, it can do that. So I didn't include this here, even though I technically don't do that for myself. Repurposing is probably my favorite use case, and it's such a low-hanging fruit, especially as a creator. If you're like 6 months in, you're gaining momentum, that's like the perfect time to start intelligently repurposing your content. And repurposing can mean different things. It could be taking one piece of content and converting it into a different format for other social platforms. It could be repurposing a previously old video that did well and just slapping a new hook on it, or trying to get it in front of a different audience. It could be repurposing a video that didn't do so well, but the video content is great. You just need to find the right hook. So then you just add different hooks and repurpose the rest of the video. For example, for me, I repurpose my YouTube videos into a long form newsletter. I clip podcast interviews into short videos using clipping tools. You can also build AI that analyzes comments on your social media videos and extracts the top comments into quote cards and carousels. And AI can repurpose your TikTok videos, transcribe them, like get what you're saying, and convert it into a professional LinkedIn post and a nicely formatted Twitter thread. So I personally think repurposing is a super awesome use case, especially if you're about 6 months into your content creation journey. You've accumulated a library of contents that you can now intelligently repurpose and give a fresh spin to. And then the last, analysis, like AI can look at the comments and the engagement data of your content, analyze your top performing hooks, and then suggest 10 more ideas based on your winners. So it closes the loop, obviously, from analysis back to ideas. And it's a continuous process. Like, this never really ends for you as a content creator. But my key point here is that instead of thinking about AI just like doing everything and replacing everything, that rarely works today in 2025. The best creators are using AI to kind of augment and better themselves in each of these steps. Obviously, I have a lot more tutorials on how you can build AI automations to actually do these specific things. For example, repurposing a TikTok video and cross-posting it to some platforms and repurposing it into nice posts for other platforms. But in this video, I just wanted to demystify a lot of the noise around AI automating all of content creation. I don't think that's true. Very rarely does it really work. It can work, but those tend to be exceptions, and 99.99% of the time it looks more like this for successful creators. Again, using AI to help with specific, narrowly defined tasks, brainstorming a higher volume of things, for example, and then you can sort through the ideas, pick out the ones that make the most sense to you. It's still very much like me at the end of the day driving the entire process. Would love to hear from you though. How are you using AI today as a content creator? Hit like, hit subscribe, and drop a comment below.